Sunday show preview, Russia-Ukraine war, 1 year on. As the war in Ukraine passes the 1-year mark on Friday, this week's Sunday talk shows are likely to be dominated by the ongoing conflict with Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin launched his full-scale invasion of Ukraine a little over a year ago, on February 2, 2022. Despite initial concerns that Kiev would fall within days, expectations that Putin seems to share because of his so-called specialty military operation, Ukraine is still fighting 12 months later with fairly extensive Western support. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday declared his country's annual efforts as a year of invincibility as he marked the anniversary of the war. It was a year of persistence. Treatment of the year. A year of courage. The pain of the year. A year of hope. 1 year of durability. A year of unity, Zelensky added. The United States pledged an additional $2 billion in military aid to Ukraine on Friday and announced additional sanctions against Russia in cooperation with its allies in the Group of Seven. This came just days after President Biden announced $500 million in security assistance during a surprise trip to Kiev. Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, will be on Sunday shows this weekend, appearing on ABC's This Week, NBC's Meet the Press and CNN's State of the Union to discuss the war in Ukraine. Sullivan doubled down on the U.S. decision not to deliver F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine on CNN Thursday night, saying the fighters are not the key capability that Kiev needs right now. The Ukrainians are launching a significant counteroffensive, Sullivan told CNN's Fareed Zakaria. From our perspective, the F-16s are not the key capability for this attack. That's the stuff we're moving quickly to the front lines now. The Biden administration is facing increasing pressure from Ukrainian officials and U.S. lawmakers to comply with Kiev's latest request for increased military aid. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCaul, Republican Texas, who also joined ABC's This Week on Sundays, said last weekend that he hopes the U.S. will eventually send F-16s to Kiev. The fact is, the longer they wait, the longer this conflict is going to last, McCaul said, adding, "We have to put everything into this fight for them to win. And I think the momentum is building for that to happen." However, President Biden himself told ABC News' David Muir on Friday that he rules out the delivery of fighters at this point, adding that Zelensky doesn't need the F-16 right now. Over the past week, the United States has warned that China is seriously considering providing lethal aid to Russia in its war effort, a concern that CIA Director William Burns echoed in an interview on CBS's Face the Nation on Sunday. "We are confident that the Chinese leadership is considering the delivery of lethal equipment," Burns told CBS's Margaret Brennan. "We also don't see that a final decision has been made yet, and we don't see any evidence of actual shipments of lethal devices. And that's why I think Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the President felt it was important to make it very clear what the consequences would be. Because it would be a very risky and unwise move," he added.